Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're going to call this one Manifesting Mondays. So, it's been on my mind a lot, this manifesting things. Years ago, I watched The Secret. If you go to church, you know about prayers. There's powers in the thoughts and your words. So when I first heard The Secret, I've tested it many times. The Secret, if you haven't seen it, is on YouTube. You can go watch it. It's a book. It's all different types of people from different backgrounds that all have the same message. What you think about is what you bring about. So if you constantly worry about the past and things not going right, things continue to not go right. Now, this isn't an easy skill to learn. I've been working on it for 20 years, but I've had multiple times of huge manifestations, and really my whole life has been a manifestation, good and bad. Everything. I've seen it. And I'm going to tell you a quick little story back in 2018. So the first time I ever watched The Secret, it says to test it. So I thought about somebody that I haven't seen or heard of in 10 years. And within a week, somebody I ran into that I didn't even remember who they were from high school had brought up this person, and then I ended up running into them. This happens quite often to me now. If I think about somebody, the phone rings. Boom. Or I call them. No, I was just thinking about you. So our thoughts are extremely powerful. Words are even more powerful. So you have to be extremely careful on what you say and how you say it and what you think about. But there's a lot more that goes into this. It's subconsciously in your body. Your body is programmed to stick with what it's comfortable with. So if it's comfortable with chaos and you're not used to normality, you will create more chaos because you're not comfortable with normal. So I've been digging into this for years now, and this is because I've seen it work, and I still don't have absolute complete control over my thoughts. You know, when you get lack of sleep, when things happen that you couldn't have imagined, and how you respond to that is who you are. So a pastor once told me, if you squeeze an orange, what do you get? You get orange juice. So when somebody is squeezed, when they're at their worst, what you get out of that person, that's what's really in them. So most of us throughout life are wearing a mask, and we're constantly putting on an image. But again, you don't know somebody until all hell is breaking loose. Okay? So if manifesting works, why don't we have the exact life we want? Well, I will tell you, I've created the life that I wanted, and I had it all. Everything that I've ever wanted. And then when unforeseen things happen, I reacted emotionally. And from who I was deep down inside came out, which was the pride and the lack of humility. So after analyzing this and looking backwards, you can start working on these things. So when you're going through hard times, it's the best opportunity to grow and learn. But I'm going to share with you guys something I manifested and why I've been listening to Dr. Joel Osteen for years now, but I recently started doing meditations with him every single morning and every single night. And it's because the last 5 years I've had a lot of roadblocks. However, things work out when the only way of explaining it is a miracle. So there are times that you're getting challenged and that it's an opportunity to grow. If everything fell into place easily all the time, which it does do that, you may take that for granted. So no matter what situation you're in, just learn from it. But in 2018, I was making around $200,000 a year, a little over. And I put $500,000 on my gym wall. I wrote down prayers for people that I wanted to see get healed and better, and people that I loved, my family. But I wrote down a few goals, and I didn't know how I was going to do the $500,000. Had no idea. But that year I did over 650, and it was from not the way I thought, not from selling more homes. It was from buying 8 homes in 8 months, as well as selling and teaching. I was serving, I was training, sold 150 homes that year with a new team of agents, as well as buying 8 homes and meeting people randomly that just fell into place. So this gets me to think, even when things are not the way you want them, they're the way they should be. So timing, and when I started manifesting, I put times on it. Now I don't do that anymore. So I have new numbers I manifest now, and the best way to manifest is be grateful for what you have, where you are, and look back at all the other miracles in your life, and just remember that you just being alive is a miracle in itself. So start being grateful, because the most ungrateful people are the ones that tend to attract all of the horrible shit. So be grateful. Even when things go not your way, be grateful. And that's the biggest lesson I've learned. Looking back now, 5 years ago, if I would have done things differently, not trying to control it all, but allowing it to fall out, God was actually doing me a huge, huge favor and a huge blessing. And if I would have went with the flow of the river versus trying to control things and put them in the way that I thought they should be, let's just say I'd be 10 times wealthier. So, moral of this story, be grateful right where you are, wherever you are, learn from it. And when the river turns directions, go with the flow of the river. Don't fight it. Don't fight the river. Remember that. Because I think that's what a lot of people do. We fight, we try to control things. And then when you look back 5-10 years later, you realize if I just would have went with the flow, things would be a lot better. So, Manifesting Monday, tips that I've learned. I'm going to sum this up real quick with Dr. Joel Osteen, which is a neuroscientist. There's science that will show when you're grateful, and you learn to open up your heart with your energy, and you sit still in peace, and then you start imagining how you would feel when you have the things that you want. Then they just miraculously come to you. And this is true. So focus on what you want, not what you don't want, and the things that happened in the past. It's okay to analyze and figure out how it could have been differently so you don't make the same mistakes twice. And then live in the present moment and be grateful about the abundance that's coming your way. And it will come your way. I promise you that. So God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.